Okay, we're ready.
Well, hello everyone. I am Jessica Mishler from CareerSource Flagler Volusia. In our last webinar, we went over the OSST screen case at a glance, and today we're going to be doing an overview of the client info screen and the education detail screens in OSST. And first, we're going to start with the client info screen. And if you go correct, thank you. Client info is where you're able to go in and make edits and corrections to some of the case at a glance sections. If you have any questions on each section of the client info screen, then you can go back and review the case at a glance overview webinar to get a detailed explanation of each section. But here you see on this page, this is client info. To get to client info, you can click on the left menu, client info, or the top tab that says client info. We often use this screen if we're going to be needing to make updates to the customer's address, phone number, email, or if we need to make any corrections. This case that you're viewing right now is from the training site. And normally when a case is open and applicant, you're able to update anything in the primary contact information or the secondary contact information. However, once the case is open and mandatory, you will not be able to make any corrections to the primary contact information, but you can go into the secondary contact information and make any additions, corrections, but then make sure you check use for address correspondence. Once the customer's address is updated in the DCF's Florida system, it should roll over into where it says primary contact information. But if you notice you're updating an address and it's different than the primary contact information, please let your customer know to contact DCF to update that information. When you update the address and client info, you cannot hit save until all sections with an asterisk on the client info are completed. So again, when you're updating the address, the email, and the phone number, you cannot hit save until all sections with an asterisk on the client info because you'll get an error message. Now we're going to scroll down together on the client info screen. Now notice here we have the household member list. If a child is missing from the OSST case, the client info is where the family member can be added. Normally, when a household member or child is added to the case, it will roll into the OSST from Florida. However, sometimes there are system errors. So you can click add and a person can be added, or you can click the hyperlink with the person's name if there's any corrections that need to be made. However, please get with your supervisor to get approval to make sure you have the approval to do this. Now, as you scroll through, again, you want to make sure each section is completed. So let's go to the next screen. You'll see several asterisks throughout. You'll go carefully through and do this with a customer. And you always want to verify with a customer if they are a veteran. Now the next screen. I'm sorry, the one before that. Thank you. Once all the sections are completed, you'll notice on the bottom it says save. So once you've completed all the sections, you'll hit save. If you've made an error and you want to clear your changes, you can hit clear changes, or you can hit cancel. If you hit cancel, it'll bring you back to the case at a glance screen. Okay, so that's the end for client info. Does anyone have any questions? Okay, so now we can go ahead and move to education details. To get to education details, it's going to be the same. You can click on the tab on the left where it says education details, or in the top where it says education details. Now, how much you use the screen is going to depend on your region. However, the screen is very important because the highest level of education that is entered here is what rolls into our reports, like our engagement report. If your region wants to do a report on how many cases do not have a high school diploma, those reports would pull the information from the general information that's entered here. Also, there's some activities like education related to employment. You cannot have a high school diploma to be an accountable activity. So you want to make sure that the information is correct and up to date. Now, you may notice in some situations, well, you may notice that for cases that are work registered, the highest grade completed is pre-filled out. That is because when an individual work registers an OSST client, that information rolls into this screen. However, we all know we do get cases where individuals they went through OSST client quickly and they didn't verify their information or update it. So their highest level of education might not be the most recent or up to date. So you also get cases that open without work registering and it wouldn't be filled out at all. So you want to make sure you verify this information in the section with your customer that they have the highest level of education is correct and completed. Now let's just see how we do this. And so in this screen, the education details, back to the other one, sorry. So in this screen, you'll see there are those little tabs that you can click. The first one is the customer currently in school. If they're not, then you're going to click no. And if the customer is not in school and the highest level of education is 9th grade or less, once you hit Save Education Details, the no additional sections will appear besides what is here. So you'll click no, and then this is the screen. So let's look into a little bit more of how to do the highest school grade completed on our next screen. So when you click the highest school grade completed, a drop box will appear, like you see here. You'll click on the customer's highest school grade completed and enter the year it was completed. So once you have no, the highest grade completed, the year, and then you'll click Save. The date this screen was updated and who it was updated by will generate automatically once you click Save. So right here we see that I completed this on 12/10/2020, so my name saves there. And next screen. If you click yes, that the customer is currently in school, then you're going to get a box that appears and it says the current school information will appear and you're going to complete the current school information. So for example, if a person is in our region, we have a school named Daytona State College. So name of school would be Daytona State College, state would be Florida, country United States, and purpose, maybe they're doing GD classes, purpose GD classes, or they're doing a nursing program, purpose nursing program. Once that is all filled out, on the top where it says Save Education Details, you'll click that. If you do not complete the current school information and you hit Save, you will get an error message which will say, please enter the name of your current school. So you'll want to make sure if you hit yes to fill out the current school information and hit Save and get the error message. The next screen. Now, if you click, sorry, my screen. Is the customer currently in school? No. When you put a high school diploma, the high school information box will appear. If you click that your customer has completed a high school diploma, then the high school information section will appear. Complete the high school information with the name of school, state, country, type of diploma, enter the date of the diploma or GD was completed, and hit Save. Now, if you hit Save, you have two options. If you hit Save and you did not fill out the high school information, you will get an error message. If you enter that a customer has a high school, you'll get an error message that will say OSST.deo.myflorida.com says, please enter the date high school diploma GED was completed. So if you hit Save, you'll get this message. The workaround is if you enter no high school completed, it's going to be, if you put the high school diploma, hit Save Education Details. If you hit Save Education Details, then you won't have to enter the high school diploma information. However, if you hit Save, which allows you to save all the information under general information, But if you hit save, then all the information in high school information would have to be completed. So you would complete general information, high school information, and hit save. Or if you don't have the information yet to complete high school information, then you would complete the general information and hit save education details. Now, how do you complete the high school information? Like I just said, the name of school, an example in our area, we have GED classes offered at Daytona State College. So Daytona State College, state, Florida, country, United States, type of diploma completed, GED, date diploma or GED was completed, and then you put the month, day, and year, and then hit save. Okay, next screen. Now you also have the option under education details to complete more information regarding the post-secondary vocational technical training and certificates license earned. So for example, if your customer has a bachelor's degree or associate's degree, you can go into post-secondary and put the name of the school, the country, the state, the country, the degree earned, for example, bachelor's degree, field of study, nursing, dates attended, and you would put the month and the year, month and the year, and you can hit save. Under vocational technical training, so if you have someone that's in a welding program or any other vocational school name and the name of the school, the state, the country, the program, so for example, welding, certificate type, maybe it's a diploma, dates attended from month, year to month, year, and the date they received their certificate or diploma from that school, and hit save. Under certificates or license, so someone has their CNA license or their CDL license, for example, you can put the name of who they received it from, the type, their CDL, received from, so who they got it from, the completion date would be the month and the year, and when that license or certificate expires, the month and the year, and hit save. Now, this screen does allow you to, once you hit save, actually, let's go to the next screen so it'll be easier to see. Once you enter, make sure you hit save. Now, notice under post-secondary vocational training or certificates, you're able to enter multiple. So once you've entered, for example, under certificates and license earned, there is one entered here. You're able to hit the add button, and then you can go in and you can add another certificate or license. So under post-secondary, you could have a bachelor's listed and an associate's listed. Vocational training, you can have something listed there, and certificates, maybe they have multiple, 1, 2, or 3, so then you can add each of those. This system at this time does allow multiple entries, corrections, or to delete if you make an error. And next screen. Any questions?
Okay, any questions? Final all questions? No? Okay. Well, thanks, Jessica, and thanks to the committee who put this together. We'll continue to generate more these webinars, working our way through the entire OSST. So we have all the basics of how OSST works. So thank you all who participated in this, and we'll have this up on our YouTube channel here in the next few days. Thank you all.
Thank you.